Never stew pork for too long, otherwise you will end up like Steve, seeing everyone as a pig in disguise.
These pigs!
I gotta restrain this one. He's on to us.
This isn't an ambulance!
When Steve went home with other friends, he talked about the pork he ate last night. He complained that the pork tasted like rope, hard as rubber, so he had to ask the waiter for a knife and fork. In the end, his stomach was full of hard pork. A man stopped them and said he accidentally overheard their conversation. He heard they wanted soft pork and said if they wanted perfect pork, they had to buy a slow cooker. Steve could not believe the pot was really that good.
A slow cooker really makes that much of a difference? After you do a slow cook, you'll never look at pork the same way again.
After hearing what the man said, Steve took out money and bought one. The man said before handing it over, Steve must remember one thing: the longer you stew, the tastier the pork will be. After returning home, they immediately started stewing pork. Finally, 8 hours passed, and everyone else could not wait any longer. Steve stopped them from moving forward.
This pork isn't coming out until it's absolutely perfect.
A week passed, and everyone else wanted to eat, but Steve refused to let them, even though the meat was already falling off the bone. Steve smiled and said they had to boil the bones until they melted, letting all the flavor sink in, until every bite was the essence of pork. The chubby kid just wanted to eat quickly, and Steve was ready for that. He took out a crossbow and threatened that anyone who stepped forward would be punished. The others had to give up.
I want food now!
Barry, tied yourself over with
Don't you say it, Steve! Don't you dare tell me to eat another Nature's Harvest bar! I can't! My boobs!
Finally, Steve cooked the perfect pork, but he was already white-haired, and all his good friends had passed away, so in the end, he could only enjoy the perfect pork alone. It was just a dream, but it made Steve realize he could not go on like this. He planned to share the pork with his friends right away. That night, his friends dressed up for the feast. Steve apologized to his friends, saying he had been obsessed with the slow cooker, but his efforts would not be wasted. They would enjoy the pork together. Steve thought it was strange. It tasted a bit metallic. The chubby kid felt the meat was still moving and wondered if it had maggots.
Yet it leaves something behind. Metallic, maybe?
Hurry! Almost moving!
With perhaps maggoty undertones?
Medical staff were curious, who told them the pork that had been left for 12 days was still edible. The medical staff planned to tie Steve up. Steve realized the staff were also pigs in disguise, and it was not an ambulance but a ham truck. Steve kept saying everyone here was a pig and he was surrounded by pigs.
Pigs. Pigs everywhere. They're all pigs.
I think Steve ate a lot more than us.